Hello everyone, today we're going to look at depreciation. Depreciation is a tool that businesses use for assets that are used for more than 1 year, except for land. Depreciation is the systematic allocation of the cost over its useful life. So this is for bookkeeping purposes. How much can I write off of an object for tax reasons? There are several different methods, but we're going to use the most basic one, which is called the straight line method. What we do first is we find the annual depreciation. Now in the straight line method, it's going to be the same amount every year that we can write off for tax purposes. For other methods, the amount is going to be different for each year, but that's one of the nice things about the straight line method is it's the same every year. What we do is we take the original cost, so how much we paid for the item, minus the trade-in value, which is how much I could get if I traded it in at the end, divided by its years of useful life, or how long I keep it. The trade-in value is sometimes called the residual value, and it's sometimes called the scrap value. So that's what we're going to do first. So for the first example, a machine is purchased for $6,000. It's expected to last 5 years and have a trade-in value of $1,500. Prepare a depreciation schedule. So in order to do that, we first find the annual depreciation. So it's going to be $6,000, the purchase or the original cost value, minus the $1,500 for the trade-in, divided by 5, the number of useful years. If we do that correctly, we should have $900. On your calculator, remember that a calculator will do order of operations, so you need to include parentheses if you're going to do it all at once. Next is we set up what's called the depreciation schedule. So the depreciation schedule has 4 columns. The first one is year, then book value, annual depreciation, and accumulated depreciation. The year is going to start at 0 and go through how many years it has for its useful life. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The book value is the amount that we have not depreciated yet, so what we have left to write off. It starts with how much we paid for the item. So the book value at year 0 is the original price, so in our case $6,000. Then what we do is we subtract the annual depreciation from this value for each preceding year. So for year 1, I'm going to have $5,100 because I'm subtracting the $900. For year 2, I subtract another $900 and I get $4,200. I subtracted another $900 and I get $3,300. I do it again and I get $2,400. I do it one more time and I get $1,500. If I do it correctly, my book value should be, should be the trade-in value. So my book value for my last year is always the trade-in value. Under annual depreciation, it's just going to be $900 each year because again, in the straight line method, you're depreciating the same amount. Year 0, we have a dashed line here because you're not depreciating anything yet. You can think of year 0 as the year you bought the object, and then the next year is when you depreciate it. Same thing with the accumulated depreciation. There's no depreciation year 0. After the first year, I have accumulated my first $900 in depreciation. The next year, I have this $900 here, plus the $900 from the next year, so I have $1,800. The third year, I'm depreciating another $900, so I got $2,700. And then I do another $900, so I have $3,600. Another $900, and I have $4,500. So in book value, I am decreasing by my $900, and for the accumulated depreciation, I am adding $900 to it. So as I go down, I'm adding the $900. So you can think of them as offsetting each other. One column I go down by $900, the other column I go up by $900. I can check this by going to any year, and if I add up the book value plus the accumulated depreciation, I should always get the original book value or the original cost of the item. So $3,300 plus $2,700 is $6,000. $1,500 plus $4,500, so it doesn't want to circle it, is also $6,000. There we go. So every year I can look at the book value plus accumulated depreciation and make sure I get my original cost. Okay, so let's try another one. A business buys a truck worth $29,000. It has a useful life of 7 years and a trade-in value of $4,500. Create a depreciation schedule. So the first thing we do again is find the annual depreciation. So that's going to be the $29,000 minus the $4,500 divided by 7, and we get $3,500. So for our table, we still again have the same 4 columns. The year is going to start at 0 and end at 7. The book value for year 0 is the cost of the truck, which was $29,000. And then now each year I go down, I am going to subtract my annual depreciation. So $29,000 minus $3,500 is $25,500. Minus another $3,500 gives us $22,000. Minus another $3,500 gives us $18,500. And I keep going in this manner. I keep subtracting $3,500. And again, I'm going to have $4,500, which is my trade-in value. Annual depreciation, again, every year is $3,500. Again, year 0, there's a blank. There's nothing. I'm not depreciating that year 0. But every year after that, starting at year 1, I am depreciating $3,500. For accumulated depreciation, again, there's nothing year 0. Starting at year 1, I have my first year's depreciation, which is $3,500. Every year after that, I am adding $3,500 each time. So for year 2, I've depreciated in total $7,000. Year 3, $10,500. Year 4, $14,000. Year 5, $17,500. 6, $21,000. And 7, $24,500. And again, I can check this by going to any year. So year 4 is $15,000 plus $14,000, my original cost of $29,000. Yes. And again, I'll check with year 7 is $4,500 plus $24,500, $29,000. Yes, I did it correctly. I'm good. I can move on. So let's look at our last one. A business buys a machine for $10,000. It has a useful life of 6 years and a trade-in value of $2,000. Create a depreciation schedule. So again, we'll start with the annual depreciation. $10,000 minus $2,000 all over 6. That's going to round to $1,333.33. So we're going to see what happens if we had to round our annual depreciation. Again, we have our 4 columns: year, book value, annual depreciation, accumulated depreciation. The years go from 0 to 6. Book value starts at the cost of the machine, which was $10,000. Every year, I'm going to subtract my $1,333.33. So for year 1, I have $8,666.67. Subtract another annual depreciation. Subtract another. Subtract another. Subtract another. Now here, remember that for year 6, my answer, my value, my book value, has to be $2,000. So I'm going to put $2,000 there, and we're going to see what happens because, again, we had to round here. So we'll see what happens when I get to the end of our table here. Annual depreciation I'm going to list as $1,333.33 for years 1 through 6, and again, nothing happened year 0. So for the accumulated depreciation, again, nothing for year 0. Year 1, I've only depreciated once. So now I add another $1,333.33. Add it again. Add it again. Add it again. add it again. So, again, if you notice, I didn't actually add $1,333.33 because this plus this does not equal 8,000. But I know that my book value my book value plus my accumulated depreciation must equal the 10,000. I know that this guy has to be my trade-in value. So therefore, this guy here must be 8,000. So what happens is my annual depreciation for year 6 is going to change. So what number do I have to either subtract from $3,333.35 to get 2,000, or I can think of it as what number do I have to add to $6,666.65 to get to 8,000? The answer is $1,333.35. So if I had to round in the annual depreciation, my annual depreciation for my last year might be different. It might work out that it all is equal anyway, but typically when I have to round, it won't be. So I'm just going to make up for that difference in the last year's annual depreciation. So watch out for that if you do have to round. It's just the last year's annual depreciation will be a couple of cents different. Okay, so you really want to make sure, again, that your book value for your last year is your trade-in value. And if you add that to your accumulated depreciation, you get the original cost. So I know this had to be 2,000. I know this had to be 8,000 to get my 10,000. So I do a little reverse engineering and change my last annual depreciation. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. Read through the chapter, take notes, let me know if you have any questions, and try the homework. Okay, bye.